I have worked from home every day for the last 3 years, and although wildly convenient, I now work all the time, resent my home, and feel super isolated. So in an attempt to feel better, I'm biting the bullet and spending $200 on a 1-month pass at a co-working space.
What are you feeling?
Bad. It's a lot of money to make my life less convenient. Yeah. So, I hope it's worth it. Okay.
Good morning. I'm happy to report that I have worked out, put on nice clothes, and walked my little butt here all before 9 a.m. Usually at this time I'd be rolling out of bed to sit at my desk, so I'd say so far so good. But okay, enough dilly-dallying. Let's go to work, I guess.
Walking to work for day 2, in my Hokas, with my jeans, a lovely outfit, I know. I take the Hokas off when I get there, but I'm in my late 20s now, so I gotta think about comfort for my feet. Oh, age, what a beautiful thing.
Oh, sorry. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Good. How are you?
Good. Okay, so week 1 is done, and you might be wondering, Makari, do you still work all the time? Do you feel isolated? And do you resent your home? And starting with the do I work all the time category, I already feel like I work less, but I'm still more productive. And I think a big reason for that is because when I go to work or when I go to the office, I know that I have 8 hours to get my stuff done. So I'm pretty focused and heads down. Whereas before, when there was no divide between home and work, I would just see the entire day ahead of me and kind of fill that whole day with unfocused work because I knew I had all the time that I needed. I also feel less isolated, which is awesome. And that's because every morning when I walk to the office, I smile at strangers, and then the co-working space has so many nice people that I just chit chat with, you know, when you're filling up your water or stuff like that. I've realized that I haven't flexed my small talk muscle in 3 years. It's been 3 years since I've talked to people casually about the weather and just how their weekend was. So by the time I get home at the end of the day, my social battery is completely drained, but I think that's okay. That's just part of life. And finally, when it comes to how I feel about my home, I can happily say that I am falling in love with it again. And that's because on day 1, I did a couple of renovations. I know that if my desk stays home, I'll stay home. Ooh. I'm so excited to see what my apartment looks like without a desk in the bedroom or a desk in the living room. Move that bus! Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. I'm currently packing my lunch. On day 1 of this challenge, I completely forgot about the concept of having to pack a lunch, so I had to get a burrito, which was fine, it was delicious, but in this economy, I can't be buying lunch every day. So since then, it's been wraps and snacks. So unfortunately, working from the office gets a -1 point for this. But going to the office every day gets +1 point for the simple joy of being able to come home and change out of jeans and put on sweatpants. I think sweatpants are a perfect example of too much of a good thing is bad. You know, now I really cherish my sweatpants time. Okay, I genuinely can't do any more takes because I spun around so many times I feel like I'm gonna barf.
It's been 7 days. I do really like it here, but I am still too nervous to edit my videos on a monitor because I don't want people to see that I'm working on YouTube videos where I usually make silly faces on the screen. So yesterday I went home at lunch and worked from home for the afternoon. And I gotta say, even though I only worked from home for the last 4 hours of the day, it made me feel pretty crappy, and I ate way more snacks than I have been eating here. And there was no transition time between my work day and my home day, and it kind of made me feel bad. So I learned my lesson. I actually do feel better working from this office. So today I set up my computer and a desktop in a big room facing a wall so nobody can see what I'm working on. So I'd say that today has been so far so good. However, now I want to mention something that's very important, and that's this.
I do not want to be a poster child for big corporations to convince their employees to come back into the office. If at the end of this video I decide that for the foreseeable future I'd like to go back to working from an office, I want to make it very clear that I don't have dependents, I barely have a commute, and I don't have any disabilities. My friend Sarah, however, has a family, and she loves working from home. Let's talk to her about it. Nice.
Do I have to look at the camera?
No.
Okay. Working from home allows me to set up my day as a mom, get my workout in, get dinner started, to do laundry, to have quality time with my partner. At our lunch hour, we walk together on the beach. Yeah. That's why I like working from home.
Awesome. Okay, thank you. Sorry, this is what's like hanging out with me now.
How do you store all of it? Like, how do you not fill up because you don't have any apps? That's how.
Yep. Today was a bit of a wash. There was a big conference in that room that I was working in yesterday, so I couldn't work in there, and it kind of fazed me, not gonna lie, and I didn't get much done. I wanted to go home, but I didn't. I just had to sit in discomfort, but I got through it, and I ended up actually fixing a lot of the stuff that was broken. Moral of what I'm trying to say right now is there's gonna be good and bad days, whether you're at the office or at home, and it's good to persevere. I don't know. I'm grasping at straws here. But today was good. It was bad, but overall, it was still pretty good. Okay, thank you. Bye. Hello there. I wanted to tell you something, and that's this. Coming to the office makes my days feel so much longer. Even though my workday yesterday was pretty blah, I still walked home and hung out with friends. Before this, when I spent every day at home, it felt like I had no time because it all just kind of blended together. And when I'd look back on the days past, it felt like I did nothing. There's a quote by John Steinbeck that sums up what I'm trying to say really well, and that's this. Eventlessness has no posts to drape duration on. Nothing from nothing is no time at all. I don't know. Maybe changing up our days makes time feel more important and better. We're biking to work today. So if you're seeing this, it means I didn't die on the way there. All right. Don't worry, everyone. I still love my morning walks, but I was running a bit behind today. I still did my workout. I put on my clothes, but I'm still behind. And I want to make every second count. Kind of like I'm in an episode of The Bear or something. Oh my God, I can do hard things. You know the cousin episode where he feels like he doesn't have a purpose, but then he gets a job that teaches him the importance of teamwork and giving a shit? And all of a sudden he's waking up before his alarm, reading books to better himself, and caring? I guess what I'm trying to say is that I feel like cousin lately. Coming to the office and seeing people every day is my new version of making every second count. Which reminds me. Two people who I think made every second count in their careers are my mom and dad. They both worked in the education system, and together they changed hundreds of lives for the better. Past students and former colleagues still keep in touch because my parents went to the office every day and put everything they had into building strong relationships and making change. I don't know. I'm not trying to be controversial, but maybe the question isn't should we or shouldn't we work remotely, because COVID taught us that working from home has so many benefits and it's the best option for a lot of people. Maybe instead the focus should be on fostering collaborative work environments where we feel passionate about the work we do and we enjoy the people we do it with, regardless of if we're working from home or an office. I don't know, can I say that?
Yeah, you know what I like about, I mean, it's very flattering for us, but I really like the reference to, we learned a lot from COVID. I mean, the upside is we learned, educators and everybody learned you can do things differently than you've always done. You don't have to be sitting in straight rows and desks looking at the front of the room and measuring learning by the hours your bum's in the seat. And employers learned that as well. No, I think it's well said. I think I would leave it in.
In summation, working from an office has improved my mental health more than any other challenge I've done on this channel. Sure, the office itself is lovely, but I think the main reason I enjoyed this experience was the people. Will I do a little montage here of all the nice moments I had with everybody? Yes, I will. I think it goes without saying, but I no longer feel isolated, I love my home, and I now feel like I have a work-life balance. Making lunches never became fun, and sometimes I had some awkward human interactions, and of course, the big one, it costs $200. But if you're on the fence about going back to an office and you or your company has the budget, I highly recommend giving this a try. I genuinely didn't think I'd love it this much, but I've already paid for my second month. Anyway, have a great day. Bye!